Welcome back.
Hello, everybody.
We're about to do part 2 of Understanding.
Yes, I'm crazed.
And I'm Witchling.
We're diving right back in. Let's get on into it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's begin it. For the first time, Sayori is the first to enter the club room. Anxiety courses through her relentlessly. Will Yuri show up today? Sitting at a desk, she stamps her feet in an attempt to calm down.
Why am I letting this affect me so much? I'm doing everything I can to make Yuri happy. But my best wasn't good enough. But it was still my best! But I'm letting everyone down. I was just a disappointment.
Sayori continues to wrestle with her self-deprecating thoughts. Every tiny noise causes her to lift her head in anticipation of Yuri's arrival. Oh, I needed to hit X, sorry. Minutes pass and nobody enters their club room. Not Yuri or Monica.
I'm alone! Gosh, I'm so late. Why did I offer to help those other students with their work? I'm such a pushover sometimes. It's going to leave such a bad impression on the new club members like Yuri if I'm not the first one there.
Monica rounds the corner, approaching the club room. As she does so,
Yuri.
Yuri jumps at the sound of Monica's voice. She's sitting outside the clubroom against the wall next to the door. Embarrassed, she quickly closes the book she was reading and stands up. Wow, she was just sitting down?
Wow.
Reading the book?
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I'm late. You didn't have to wait outside for me. The door to the clubroom is open.
It's not. Yuri stammers, unable to explain herself. She peers inside the clubroom through the window, then looks away. Actually, I was wondering if I could help you today instead.
Huh, me? With club publicity stuff?
Yes. Monica is utterly confused. Why is Yuri asking this all of a sudden, when she was so eager to spend time with Sayori before? Did they get along after all?
Did they not?
Did they not get along after all? Monica looks into the clubroom herself to see Sayori sitting alone inside.
Okay. It's kind of a simple job, but I'd be happy for you to tag along.
Me too. Monica is worried, but she finds it difficult to insert herself into whatever conflict they may have arisen. It's a little ironic she realizes that she could be so conflict avoidant after having been in the debate club. Oh, that's you.
Okay, let's take a walk together. I just have to make copies of this new flyer, then go around to the billboards and replace the old ones with the new ones.
Yuri nods, and the two set off. Kinda sucks, they just left Sayori there.
It does.
The two walk in silence. Without Sayori, Monica finds it quite difficult to strike up a conversation.
So, how's everything been going?
Fine.
That's good.
Neither of them follow up with anything more. Monica tenses up at the stinted conversation. How the heck does Sayori do it?
Sorry, I didn't see you yesterday. I went straight to the computer lab to work on the flyers.
Sayori told me.
What did you two end up doing yesterday?
Just some reading.
Oh, I'm glad. It's really starting to feel more like a literature club now.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, that's you.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. I felt so intimidated at first when I heard about the kind of reading you were into. But it's kind of stupid of me because I'm just intimidated by things I'm not good at. And it's silly to assume that everyone who comes to the club will just have the same interests as me. But it's so cool that you were able to get Sayori into it. It's like the club is working. I'm really happy about that.
She's not into it.
Huh.
She's not into it, and I'm stupid for forcing it onto her. Yuri falls silent again, as if she started her thought but can't figure out how to continue it.
Did something happen?
Yuri sighs. No, it's just me. Yuri pauses. I'm thinking. A moment passes in silence, then Yuri shakes her head. I shouldn't be complaining to you all of a sudden.
Don't be silly. I won't think you're complaining. I just want to make sure you feel welcome. If it's important to that, then you can tell me anything.
Well, I do feel welcomed. Too welcomed, I guess. It's not an issue with the club, it's just an issue with me. So I feel wrong to inconvenience you with it.
Ah.
Monica pauses and thinks.
Well, if we put it this way, what if we put it this way? It's my job as president to understand the needs of the club members, right? We're going to have all kinds of people joining this club, hopefully anyway. And learning about the diverse needs and interests of everyone will help me come up with club activities that everyone can be happy with.
That everyone can be happy with? Not only just some people?
Of course. I need to be looking out for everyone. Otherwise, what kind of club would it be?
I see. Yuri looks a little bit more relaxed. It signals to Monica that switching from a sympathetic approach to a pragmatic one was a good choice. Each individual truly does have their own needs. Okay. Yuri takes a deep breath. I'm a really weird and awkward person. I've accepted that about myself. I just don't know how to, connect with other people. How is it so easy for everyone else? How do you just make conversation about an arbitrary topic? I can talk for hours about things that I'm into. Unfortunately, so much that I don't know when to stop. But for anything else, I just have no idea what to say. So, I understand that about myself. I'm just not good with people. I can't help it. So it feels like whenever I'm confronted with a new social situation, I'm either ignored, or made fun of, or taken pity on. And Sayori falls into that third category.
What? Hold on. You're saying that Sayori is taking pity on you.
Yuri nods. I just want to be treated like a normal person. If you don't like me or don't connect with my interests, then just tell me. I can accept that and move on. Sayori is too nice to me. I'm so stupid for not realizing that she would just go along with whatever I pushed onto her. Nobody deserves to put themselves through that kind of discomfort just because they pity some weirdo who doesn't know how to make friends. It's the worst feeling. I hate it. Yuri's sharp words cut through the tense air. Somewhere in the middle of that conversation, the two stopped short in the hallway, prioritizing the conversation over their original task. Monica looks at Yuri. Yuri only looks down, with her fists clenched.
I think you should tell her that.
I could never say that to someone's face. It's pathetic.
Sayori is different. Making people happy is the most important thing to her. I'm sure that's all she's trying to do. So, if you're able to explain to her what makes you happy, then she'll do anything to make it happen.
That's the problem. What kind of friendship has one person always trying to cater to the other person's weird needs? I'm sorry, I'm making myself sound so.
No, I think I'm starting to understand. Processing.
Monica hesitates to finish her thought out loud. It's something that Sayori would be able to say better. Sayori is someone who will give anyone however much kindness they need in order to smile. But Yuri, who has difficulty accepting kindness, must be driving Sayori to be even more assertive in her kindness, further exasperating the matter. Neither person is to blame, but it's an issue that can't be resolved without them understanding each other better.
Sayori wants to be your friend. I promise that. It's okay for different people to have different needs. I mean, Sayori, she has her own needs too. But good friends work together and can be what they need to for each other. Error. Processing. You just have to have a good communication and talk about it.
I don't have good communication. Yuri stops and shakes her head. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. My head is just, it's so resistant to everything. I'm pushing such a kind person away from me because of it. Yuri pauses to think. I'm so tired of this cycle I'm creating for myself. I think I'm so afraid of people pushing me away that I push them away first. How thoughtless and immature of me. Yuri takes a deep breath and exhales. I didn't mean for this to turn into a whole venting session, but I understand now that I just need to communicate with her.
Ah ha ha, you're totally fine. It's for the club, remember. You're just helping make the club a better place for everyone.
Yeah. Yuri falls silent again. She looks like she wants to say something. This is kind of critical thinking is something that I'm really bad at. You know, about people. So, thank you.
Anytime.
Monica smiles at Yuri. For just a moment, Yuri finds it in herself to meet Monica's gaze, returning a shy smile of her own. Aww. It's them becoming better people.
Yes.
Before Grumble ruins it.
And Monica goes, let's kill all my friends free.
Yeah. I wonder if she'll realize that by the end of this. Or is it just something she picks up on in between that time between Grumble and
or maybe she's been in that loop so long that she realized that she was never an option to be dated and whatnot.
Oh my god. Yuri and Monica finish replacing the old flyers with the new ones. More accurately, Monica mostly did the work while Yuri followed along. But as the clubroom once again draws near, so does Yuri's confrontation. I can't do this.
Yes, you can. It'll be great.
Yuri sighs and shakes her head. I'm never going to feel confident enough. I just have to do it. If I don't do it now, I never will. Yuri starts toward the door, but then turns to face Monica. You're not just going to wait outside, are you?
Ha ha ha. I can take a walk.
I mean, she's always listening, always watching. It's okay.
I know everything. Want me to get you a coffee or something?
Actually, I prefer tea. I like to make my own, though, so please don't worry about it. Although I suppose that's one downside to of reading here in the club rather than at home. I don't get to drink tea while reading. Sorry, I guess that has nothing to do with this.
You know, now that you mention it, I bet we could get permission to keep stuff for tea in the club room. You can use like an electric kettle to heat up water, right?
Would that really be possible?
I'll look into it. I think it would be great.
Yuri smiles and nods at the thought.
Well, I'll be back in a bit. Good luck.
Monica waves at Yuri, then turns around and departs down the hallway as Yuri's smile fades once more. A moment of daydreaming about tea isn't enough to save her from the anxiety of the task that lies before her. But it must be done. Taking one more deep breath, Yuri timidly opens the clubroom door. This is it!
Yuri! Wait! Hold on! I'm not done yet!
Sayori shuffles a bunch of papers around. Yuri stammers, her words are suddenly caught in her throat. At that moment, she realized how Sayori has been spending her afternoon.
I wasn't expecting you to come today. I was really hoping to make it all the way through the next chapter first. But I got most of the way through it. And look!
Sayori holds up a sheet of paper. It's a page of notes, beautifully produced with indentations, categories, and even color coding. As Yuri sees it, her expression shifts from anxiety to despair.
I was afraid you were getting disappointed in me, so I've been trying really hard.
Stop. Yuri presses her fists against her forehead. Please stop. I can't take this.
Yuri.
Sayori's voice quivers in the shock after having received the exact opposite response she was expecting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sayori looks away in guilt.
Did I do something wrong? I don't understand. So if I did something wrong, please tell me.
Yuri shakes her head. No. It's me. I keep putting myself in these situations where people are afraid to treat me normally. If you don't like this kind of reading, it's okay. Please just tell me. I don't need to be treated differently just because I'm weird.
But I don't treat you differently. I just want my friends to be happy. So I thought that if we did something together that you really like.
I don't want your pity. Why did I do that? Yuri sinks to her knees. Her voice squeaks. I'm sorry. Tears of guilt and self-loathing begin to stream down her face. This isn't how it was supposed to go. Why is it so hard to articulate your thoughts? Why do you end up pushing everyone away from you? Yuri's mind pounds with eternal accusations as she shuts her eyes, unable to face Sayori or the rest of the world. She should leave, just escape from here before Monika sees her like this, and before Sayori tells Monika what she did. But before Yuri can even put any strength into her leg, she feels a warm pair of arms gently wrapped around her from behind.
It's okay.
Sayori whispers in a soothing voice.
It's okay. It's okay.
Overcome by despair, Yuri finds her unable to protest or pull away from Sayori's kind gesture. Yuri sniffles, breathing heavily through a clenched throat, trying with all of her willpower to control herself.
I understand. I understand that the things you're feeling in your head are different from the things you're trying to say. I know that must be what you're feeling right now. I promise I understand that. So I'll give you as much time as you need. When you're ready, just tell me your feelings, and we'll talk about them together, okay?
Yuri sniffles again and nods her head. She gives herself a minute to compose her thoughts, then speaks while steadying her voice. Sorry, I couldn't pronounce that right. I think that I've gotten so used to people being weirded out by me that it feels like anyone who's nice to me is just doing it out of pity. I'm so horrible with people, so it makes me not want to believe that someone can actually like me for who I am. Yuri pauses, but Sayori doesn't interrupt. Rather, she waits for Yuri to continue. I got so excited when I joined the literature club. I thought that it was finally my chance to make friends through my interests, because my interests are the only thing I know how to talk about. It's all I have going for me. But then, whenever I catch myself getting overly obsessed in front of other people, it feels like I'm making a fool of myself. I hate myself for it. Ultimately, I just want to be treated like a normal person, but how am I supposed to expect that when I can't behave like one? I just want to learn how to get along with people and stop ruining things for myself. That's all. Yuri finishes her thoughts, feeling more steady after having gotten them out. Sayori, who can feel Yuri's breath rise and fall from beneath her arms, realized that as well.
Thank you for helping me understand you a little bit better. You know, you were so great at helping me while we were reading. So I'll help you with the things that you need too.
But I feel like it would just be frustrating for you with how much patience I require sometimes.
That sounds kind of familiar. I couldn't stop worrying about that while we were reading. I was so afraid you would get frustrated with me.
But I would never do that. I did my best to reassure you by mentioning how I have a lot of patience.
Yeah, I know, but my irrational fears just won't be quiet sometimes. I'm sure it's the same for you, right?
Yeah. Irrational fears.
Well, you know, there's no way that you could frustrate me because I already like you as the person that you are. I know you said you have a hard time believing that, but I promise that it's true. You don't have to be a social person for people to like you. I think you're really considerate in your own way, you know? Worrying so much about people's feelings. We're all kind of weird. It's a literature club. But it's the best part that we're all different and have different interests. Like about the book. I'm reading it because I want to. I promise. That's what I really want. It's a bit of a struggle, but try not to mistake that for me not enjoying it. I mean, we could never discover new things if we didn't try them first, right? I want to learn the reasons that you love it so much. And in the end, if it's not for me, then I can say that. But I'll be glad that I tried it and learned more about you. Plus, you're like super duper smart. And I want that to rub off on me.
Yuri fights it back a smile at the comment. Already the heavy atmosphere surrounding her seems to have evaporated through her the caress. The caress. The caress.
Yeah, I'm caressing.
The caress of Sayori's arms.
It's like you never heard that word. Your hair is so pretty.
Do you dye it?
I always wanted long hair, but I was awful at taking care of it, so I cut it all off.
Yuri's tension relaxes. For once, she feels okay just listening, rather than worrying so much about saying the right thing. Sayori, sensing Yuri's comfort, lets her rest. It must be so difficult for her to feel relaxed around other people. But if the literature club can make it happen, then it's something that she deserves to experience. Aww. It's really interesting that they had all these moments together beforehand, because it didn't seem like that a little bit on the main campaign.
Well, yeah, they all.
I mean, it's implied.
was definitely the peacekeeper and the glue for the club.
Yeah, you can see that. I mean, especially in here now. I mean, I do see that Yuri is way different than how she is in the main game.
Yeah.
She's a lot more. I wouldn't say she doesn't overthink things. She still does that.
She definitely still overthinks things, but not to this extent.
Yeah, but I don't think she beats herself up as much as she used to do.
Yeah, what happened here probably really helped her overcome that. And that the literature club is supposed to be a place where people can have different interests, but share them.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the growth that you can see now,
exactly.
And then into the main game. Alright. Well then, based on my understanding of your feelings, I suppose I wouldn't mind if we were to continue reading.
That's what I wanted to hear!
But we can stop at any time. If you truly don't like it, please be honest about it. I won't be offended.
Of course! I'm not gonna judge anything this early on, though, so we'll just see what happens.
Oh, and, it's not good to touch people without their consent first.
Oh no, I'm sorry! I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable!
Oh, you didn't. I mean, I suppose it was kind of nice. I was just saying.
I'm back.
That was rather quick.
Did I miss anything? Monica's back! I haven't seen you in at all recently.
Sayori trots over to Monica.
Ah!
She whispers loudly.
Can I hug you? Ha ha ha. Sure, Sayori.
Ask for consent. Sayori wraps her arms around Monica.
Oh yeah, Yuri, it might be good to know. Sayori can be kind of a hug monster. Hey, don't call me a monster! Artemis is a monster. If he inherits the kingdom, it could spell disaster.
From the book!
Indeed.
Yuri laughs. Monica, perplexed, look between the two of them, then smiles. It's an inside joke, Monica. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you've been enjoying your reading so far. It's like our first real activity as the literature club.
About that. Well, you've been so patient with exploring my interests. I think that it would be inconsiderate of me not to return the favor to you and learn about the things you like.
Yes! Do you like poetry?
Yuri smiles. Aww!
Aww.
That was really good. There was no cliffhanger, but I love that. That was really, really good.
That was really good.
Alright, we'll leave it here, guys. That was Understanding Part 2. We'll be moving on to Respect Part 1
I-E-S-P-E-C-T.
in the next episode. Until then, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, as it does help us out on the channel. I'm quite enjoying these side stories.
Oh yeah, me too.
It's so fun. Especially, like, it gives a little bit more history of the literature club before Grumble ever showed up in their lives and ruined it. Until then, I'm crazed.
And I'm Witchley. Grumble on.